All right. Oh my god. My stream health is pretty bad right now for some reason, but hey, it looks like things are working. Usually just kind of pops back into being good. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream tonight. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't streamed in a bit. And Girls with Sabers, oh my god, thank you so much for the super chat. That's crazy. I can't believe I have a super chat right now. The channel took a nice little upgrade, I guess, today into being what's it called? Monetized. Yeah, I can't believe it. I made it. It happened. Now I work for Star Wars, and I'm a big old shill. So, hopefully the choppiness of the stream gets back a little bit. But yeah, guys, so oh my god, I have so much stuff to talk about in regards to freaking the rise of Skywalker. I cannot stop thinking about it. And I also want to go down the list here and say hi to everybody. We got Stuart hanging out. We got Blanca. We got the Slaver, J.T., Carter Lovejoy, Kevin, Girls with Sabers. And then Everett's hanging out. Anthea. Who else? Original Trilogy Daily. The Ultimate Shill. And yeah. Will Rose be in episode 9? Oh yeah. She's actually in a picture, Everett. Yeah, the shills will unite now. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? I'm gonna close my music browser for a second and see if that stops my RAM from being a little funky. I don't mind talking real quick. And also, one more thing, I have to close the window behind me. Stay tuned. All right. Oh, thanks so much, Robin. I really appreciate that. What's up, Alex? So, oh yeah, too much SJW. I know what you mean. But yeah, so let's see what's going on. So I keep thinking about the name Skywalker, right? And what that means. And I keep seeing this everywhere. And I guess we all kind of came to the same conclusion so far really quickly, which makes me believe that if we all came to this conclusion, then it can't be what it is. But the conclusion is that we all think that Skywalker will be the kind of taken, or it'll take over the moniker Jedi. That people will be like Knights of Skywalker, or like kind of like a motif on the Knights of Ren, which is really cool. But if it's that obvious to us, oh, what's up, Eckhart? What up, dude? Thanks for sharing my Return of the Jedi video. And Kyle Katarn. Yeah, yo, so guys, welcome to the chat. Oh my god. I need to get that video done stat because I tried to do it with my phone and it was hilariously bad looking. And then my other camera broke. So I need to get a camera. But it's gonna be done. Maybe it'll be the 2,000 subscribers video by the time I finish it. So yeah, I'm thinking some kind of Knights of Skywalker-esque thing. I think something along that line, and it seems to be what everybody's coming to the conclusion of. And I just feel like, if we're all thinking that, then maybe that's not it, because it can't be that obvious, right? It's J.J. Abrams, and so what could Skywalker be? So a couple of things. One thing I like is that we all have the idea that it's going to be the Knights of Skywalker, or that Rey herself was, which is another thing, is that she could bet. Has it been 50 minutes? Yeah, I guess so. What's up? There is another. Your logo kicks ass. Great fucking logo. Yeah. So let me get back on track here. So I feel like Rey herself is not going to be retconned to be a Skywalker, but might take on the name and like just to like be like I am the new Jedi in town. I was trained by Skywalker, and maybe she will have a little session with him or something like that. I'm very curious now, and the other thing I keep thinking about is, and I wonder if Eckhart knows anything about that. Um, oh, thanks, Yova. I really appreciate that. So the ship in The Force Awakens and in The Rise of Skywalker, the one that Rey sees in her flashback, and then the one that we see in the trailer. Um, right? Those are the same ship. Oh wait, let me see. Kyle Guitarna said, "What about primitive people seeing Finn poke where in their ships misinterpreting was literal Skywalkers?" I mean, yeah. That actually that is an interesting take. Um, Interesting. But what I'm thinking is Zori in this is supposed to have a very elegant-ish looking ship or something. I don't know if it's been leaked. I don't know. And Zori is the name of the person that that what's her name? Carrie Russell's playing, right? And Carrie Russell to me, yeah, I think he might have Stewart. Who knows what's going on? I hope he's okay though. But I think Zori. She looks awfully a lot like Daisy Ridley, and she's supposed to have this special ship, and we see the special ship in the trailer, and I'm like, all right, maybe instead of there being a father bond or like some parent reveal, I think we're in for a sibling reveal, and that's just my little dumb speculation thing going on right now. It's like I think it'd be very J.J. Abrams to still do some kind of reveal or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think sisters is what I think. I think Zori and Rey will end up having a history. And I think that town is probably part of where they meet up with Zori or something like that. Oh yeah, it's definitely a bounty hunter, but it's yeah, it's she is a bounty hunter in the movie. Apparently. Yeah, Girls with Sabers, you know what I'm saying. So, I think she's going to find her belonging in her family again. Sort of an answer that a bunch of the fandom did want. To me, it's like as long as it's not a retcon of her being a Skywalker, totally cool with it. And it would be interesting to see what would become of finding out that they were sisters and something got split and they got split up, or even maybe the sister who's a bounty hunter realized the life she's heading in is not for her 5-year-old sister, and she's like, you know what, you're staying here. So, oh, it looks like I got a question. See, so Shadowblade 19. I don't think Palpatine's going to be literally in this movie. Oh, thank God, my stream is back to being healthy. It just went green. Um, oh my God, crackbot theory. That'd be insane. World between worlds insanity. Um, Crap. But I feel like where was I? I was responding to Shadow Shade 19. I think Palpatine will be just like there, like in terms of a hollow, a recording, and my assumption on Palpatine, and this is based off of how nobody knew about Leia's heritage to Vader in Bloodline, is that there's a lot of lack of information in the Star Wars universe. Wait, what did Eckhart say? Dude, they did more than I banged. They force banged. Demonetized. After getting actually monetized. Oh yeah, I'm monetized, guys, so you can send me if you want, tip money, as I call it. Because yeah. Um it helps me do things on the channel. I was just thinking about this. I'm like, how am I gonna do super chats on here? And I want to make some sort of funny sound or something so you guys can hear it. Maybe it'll be like a sound of an Ewok. Like maybe that's what I'll make. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. That'd be hilarious. But I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna be using all that money and put it towards my little stormtroopers' future. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, ain't nothing but bitch lasagna. And Eckhart has a really good video, by the way, that you guys should all watch. That is about Thrawn potentially coming back in episode 9. And it makes sense. So go watch it. I would drop the link in here, but I'm lazy. So I won't. Yo, what's up, Alex? Welcome. Welcome to the thing that I do online. Be a nerd online. That's what I do. Tip money! Oh my god, there's another. Thank you so much, dude. That means so much. It's insane. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of honest when I said that, or I was saying this to somebody. I was like, I'm a little anxious now that it's monetized. But I really appreciate that, dude. That $2 is going right into little Thomas Alfonso Brecken's college fund or tech school fund. So thank you. I love Ewoks there. I said it. Carter Lovejoy. I love Ewoks too. And I watched Ewoks Battle for Endor last night specifically because I wanted to see Blarks. And when they came on the screen, I was so happy. And then I fell asleep. And I was taking pictures until I fell asleep. And I think I owe Girls with Sabers a lot of pictures. But yeah, I like the Ewok movies. They're silly as hell and awesome. But yeah, so I don't think Palpy's gonna be physically there. Oh wow, dang, really? That's crazy. I'm like beyond. I don't know what to say. Beside myself, guys. Thanks, Original Trilogy Daily. And thank you, Blonde Tupperware. Oh, Taperware. That's an excellent name. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. I'm like overwhelmed with like emotions right now. I know it doesn't sound like it, but that's because I'm a robot. Just kidding. Yeah, that means so much. So, where was I? I'm so distracted by emotions. Do I think there'll be a Resistance throwback? Let me go back up. I'm just gonna scroll up to the chat. Oh, do I think Kylo Ren might help the Resistance throw the movie about or help the Resistance? Well, I do think that he will be helping the Resistance in some shape or form, and that is specifically because of Poe Dameron and his freaking costume. At one point in the trailer, he's not wearing anything around his neck, and at the other point, it looks like he's wearing a part of like Kylo Ren's getup, and it's really random, and it doesn't make sense. Sorry, I just burped on a live stream, but it felt good to me, so maybe it felt good to you too. You let me know. You can have your money back. I'm sorry, everybody. But I feel like, oh, Alec Herb. Oh, interesting. Maybe I'll have to watch the Clone Wars again after watching it again. Do you mean Rebels? Maybe. Because I would say the World Between Worlds set up the possibility of there being a physical Palpatine in some sense, but I wouldn't say. I fully believe that that he's dead, and I think it's gonna be a lot different than the obvious thing where like he's just haunting the ship as like a physical form. Um, yeah, yeah, I would agree with Slafer. Like a trial of the spirit. Like maybe she'll come across some artifact similar to how when she touched Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, right? And she was thrown through the Force, given a ton of visions, right? Perhaps something else like that will happen too. And the other idea I had, this is going back to what I was saying earlier, is that people didn't know about Darth Vader and Leia's relationship, right? So what else don't people know about in the greater scheme of the politics of Star Wars universe? People know who Sheev Palpatine is. They know that he became the Emperor, but do they know that he was a Sith Lord? So I just feel like, what if some information that could fundamentally change the galaxy's vision of itself, the people that participated in all of the Empire, all the infighting, all that kind of stuff, war profiteering, coming face to face with the reality that it was all because of an actual evil. Like, you were actually behind a full 110% evil entity. And I kept thinking about that. And yeah, sure, it's like a little simple, but I think when you come to find out that something you were standing behind for such a long time fundamentally was 180 degrees different than what you thought you were behind, it just throws you through a loop. It creates what is the word I'm looking for? It's like cognitive dissonance. Yeah, that's the word. Oh, thanks, Alex. Yeah, I just kind of like I actually made the thumbnail in like 2 minutes, so that's hilarious that you really like it. Um, yeah, I think Rey knows that he's a Sith Lord, but I think it's almost like, how does that information get out? I've always wondered, like, does everybody know he's a Sith Lord? So I don't know. Yo, what's up, Patrick? Welcome, dude, and also welcome, Icy Bubba. Oh God, yeah, no, we don't want to watch that video. I will never do live streams where I film me mutilating plastic. It's just super weird. But back on topic. So Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, right? So I don't think Palpatine will be there in the flesh, but I think he will be. It's almost like what did they say in the Force Awakens about Kylo Ren? Like, he knows what's come before him and stuff like that. The biggest thing I can think of with Palpatine and his influence is finding out that part of his dark side energy, maybe when he zip zapped Vader, and Vader tossed him over the ledge and he exploded into whatever. Maybe part of that dark side went into the helmet. Maybe it's a moment thing where moment. I never know how to pronounce it. Maybe it's like that, where in the Force Awakens, Kylo Ren was like, "Show me the power again." He wanted to see it, and we're all thinking, "Oh my God, maybe there's like a dark part of Anakin's left over." But it's got me kind of thinking, maybe there's a bit of Palpy in there. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's why Kylo Ren's looking at this helmet and oh, yeah, I see. I still think I think this is going to be a weird I don't know. I think this is going to be an interesting film where the main villain is going to have to do with Kylo Ren, but I think the main villain is going to be more like, at first it'll be Kylo Ren in his red helmet being completely bananas, and then I think he's going to have a redemption arc that we were all thinking that would happen. I still think that's going to happen. The sort of analogous rise of Skywalker there. And then I think what's going to be happening is that he's going to be fighting with or helping Poe, Finn, and Rey, and all of them, right? And then I think he's going to end up going against the Knights of Ren and the Red Legion of Stormtroopers, all over something that we don't know yet. The MacGuffin, whatever that happens to be, something important. And I just feel like something like that is what's going on. Um, and I really do think this is going to be a big time pure adventure movie. Um, like, it's going to have the themes that we all like are probably thinking of, that's going to be in there, coming off of The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, like, wrapping everything up, as well as hopefully some MacGuffin that sort of does have to probably relate to Palpy and the Death Star. They wouldn't have had to laugh the Death Star in that if the MacGuffin wasn't related to something in there. And I also feel like there was some cryptic message I remember from, I believe it was, I think it was J.J. Abrams, where he said that what did he say? He said the MacGuffin was like controversial in this one, or like it could be. So I mean, what's more controversial than bringing something back like that, like some sort of? Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, Palp's resurrection is the MacGuffin, maybe. Yeah, Icy Bubba. I think the Knights of Ren are gonna be uh the main baddies in this eventually. So I think it's gonna be like Mr. Kylo Ren in Kylo Ren mode. Something's gonna happen, and then I think he and Rey are gonna be looking for the same thing, and that's when they meet up, etc. So, oh, Jessica Albright, that's a cool idea too. I think Kylo has worked with Anakin to eliminate whatever the Emperor is. Well, the only thing that's hard to uh, say about that is, oh, making Star Wars already reported the MacGuffin. Interesting. Well, I feel like since Kylo Ren knows everything that happened about his grandfather and the Emperor in the Force Awakens novel, and I'm assuming that is still canon. He knows about Darth Vader and his sentiment getting the best of him, and he mentions that to Snoke. So he knows about what's going on, and he sort of, in that moment, knows of his grandfather's weakness and the one that he doesn't want to continue. So that makes me wonder if he would be doing something like that. So, but I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess that could be finishing what he started. To me, I always took that as specifically that the Skywalker bloodline rule the galaxy. That's what I thought. I thought finishing what Anakin started or Vader started was that he would be in the highest throne. He would be like the Game of Thrones. He'd be the ultimate ruler of the galaxy. That's kind of like what I thought that line meant. Oh, so let me read this from There Is Another. If Kylo is working with Anakin and talking to him through the helmet, then maybe my theory about Kylo completing what Vader started might actually be about killing Palpatine. That would be really interesting because I guess it's true in the comics now. I mean, and everything, like he's essentially um he is just trying to kill him, right? Once he finds out that he did have uh, a son, and like he's been lied to and all that stuff. It's interesting. Imagine Rey's a Targaryen. Well, I keep thinking and wondering, and this is kind of a weird idea. So I keep rewatching Girl, and this is with Girls with Sabers. I keep rewatching the trailer, and I know there's not a lot there to go off of, which was really hard, and I really noticed that once I was trying to recreate a vibe trailer with the Return of the Jedi. But I keep thinking this weird thing about Rey and her heritage. What if she's kind of like human, but not all human? Like not a not an alien or anything, but just something else. And it'd be interesting because I don't know why I was thinking about this, but just like kind of looking at her in the trailer, and then looking at that ship, and then going back to that like little village town, like oh wow, what if she's like kind of something else? I don't know. What if she's something we don't even understand or know? I don't know. There's something so cool about the way trailers are that make us want to think about tons of possibilities, and it's because it gave us nothing. It gave us a couple really iconic scenes to make us go bananas for sure, but we can never really know until we see it, and that's what's so cool. Um, Yeah, I'm with you. Never let headcanon dictate expectations. That's the big thing. That's why I kind of stopped watching. Oh my God, Part Angel. Imagine all of a sudden a bunch of like religious channels for Star Wars start. Hey, is actually Saint Peter fallen from I don't know. Interesting. So sort of like an incarnate, like a soul incarnate. I guess that wouldn't be that different than my idea. There was another one when I thought that she was the cosmic force incarnate, because in that sense, like she is sort of divine, right? And that's kind of the stuff that Girls with Sabers mentions a lot. Stuart, yeah, I think. Well, I think I used to think Rey was the chosen one, but now I call it the chosen two, being Rey and Kylo, and the need for duality for the final conflict to end. Um, and it's kind of interesting too because along with the moniker Skywalker, if they adopt that as a new force like sensitive group or something like that, whatever you want to call it, like let's say at the end Kylo and Rey aren't together romantically, but they are forever connected through the force. Like to me that's still Reylo no matter what. And like I said, Reylo to me isn't necessarily only romance. It's a deep connection. Um, and what would be interesting if it ended like her on a planet, him somewhere else, and them just connected. Like maybe like saying hi to each other or like some sort of notion of acknowledgement. And you know what I mean? Like they can sense each other. That's the end. They are the Skywalkers. They are the Force balanced. Them existing is creating the balance. So, but I don't know. Stuart, imagine if Rey was actually created out of junk. Like we all thought she was human, but she was actually just like I don't know, it's a bunch of junk. I don't know what I'm saying. A bunch of junk with force. Um, yeah, Revenant Bastila big time. That's what I always think about. I think about that often. Yeah, and I keep thinking. Yeah, so the other thing too with Anakin and Padme in that parallel, she no doubt looks just like um Padme with the white uh costume that she's wearing, and it's like she literally is like Rey the White. Yeah, Slayer that or Slayer. That sounds like something that would be really cool to see. Like I don't know, like what if Ben Demption means isolation too? Like maybe redemption is a life of solitude. I see Bubba. I definitely think that a lot. I think there's a lot of things I wonder about those 12 frames in the trailer where we can see an A-wing kind of going over an old Imperial starship. And what's weird about that is at first I thought that might be the ship that Rey was dropped off on that crashed maybe on Jakku. But I do think that could be some remnant of the Battle of Jakku again, or a flashback to an A-wing, or sometime after the Battle of Jakku or something. I don't know. But either way, there's something interesting about the Battle of Jakku and knowing about the observatory and Palpatine. And I don't know a lot about the Aftermath trilogy. Like I pretty much just know the cliff notes because I really couldn't listen to the audiobook. But yeah, I would say there's something there. So, oh Thomas, yeah. You know what? I also wonder, like, if Luke isn't talking to anybody but potentially Force ghosts in the voiceover, that'd be really cool. Like, we've shown you everything we know. You know what I mean? Or we've taught you everything we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. And I think now we can kind of understand what that means, that metaphor. I think it's because he's probably mentioning the books. Um, he said something like 1,000 generations or whatever exist in this tree, or he says something about that in the tree of knowledge there in The Last Jedi. So he could be just referencing that Rey actually did read all of that information, and that's why she is excelled. Who knows? Oh, interesting, Alec. Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, his entire life hasn't. We don't know much still about his younger life. Um, at the Jedi Academy, he wasn't in solitude, but for at least what, he's 30 now. He found out at the Jedi Academy when he was about 24, 26 that Vader was his grandfather. And then a little bit after then, that's when he went to the First Order. So it's only been about 3 years, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, imagine Slaver or like or something like I'm no Jedi, like kind of Ahsoka, you know? I'm a Skywalker. Like how cool would it be for that to be somebody aligned with the light side of the Force or something? Who knows? And I think that's wicked cool. There's zero cheese to me at all if that's what happens. Oh, Last of the Wilds, that'd be really interesting because that's very Lucasy. Oh, Stuart, yeah, I agree with Hello Greedo on that too. They, I think they relied a little bit too much on some of our nostalgia for a couple of things. Um, and that being like, oh, it's this side versus this side, and Rian Johnson did what he could to sort of expand upon the fight. But I do think, um, wait, what did you say? Girls with sabers? Can I say that on my stream? I am the gi. Oh my god, that was amazing. You didn't have to retract it. Oh, that gave me a good laugh. I needed it. Yes, I want the Rise of Skywalker to be 3 hours long too. Yeah, imagine like I am no Jedi. I am the Gray. I am the balance. I am the Skywalker. You know, I don't know. And there's something so cool about that being the term, if that is what happens, because I am the Gee. That was the funniest thing that happened to me today. Yeah, true. I mean, I accept the gap of information because at the end of the day, too, I like we all felt that way at the end of the OT or whatever, right? We're like, what else is there? And then people created the EU, right? So I love reading what the hell's coming out now. Like right now, I'm reading Master and Apprentice. I'm on like chapter 4, and it's freaking awesome. Oh my god! It starts with Qui Gon just pontificating about uh the Force, you know, or he's just going through like there is no there all there is peace, you know. He's just doing his thing. He's meditating. Then all of a sudden he's like, man, when the when they wrote this, they didn't think I'd be dealing with the Huts. banger of a beginning. It's such a good book. Um, Hold on one second. Let me go back up in the chat a little bit. Forget the Skywalkers. What are the gear? You don't want to mess with the gear. Yeah, how rude. So you know what's interesting about that? I felt that the most about Rogue One. Although Rogue One relied heavily on our complete understanding of like A New Hope and the original trilogy, which is fine. I really like the movie. I still think it's clunky. Like, if I didn't read Catalyst, it wouldn't have been as good of an experience, I think. Catalyst was the catalyst for me. Wow, I'm a dad, guys. In case you don't know, so I say stupid jokes like that. But Catalyst made me really like Rogue One more. You know, it just made the dynamic between Galen Erso and director Krennic much more interesting to me. And also, it made me think Lyra's death had a little bit more weight than just like, hi, I'm just gonna run into a field with no plan and die and leave my daughter. You know, that's what I've always felt about that scene. It looks cool, it sounds cool, it's Star Warsy, and some pew 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 happens. But I'm always like, wow, they just she just left her daughter. Crazy. Oh, I see, Bubba. Dude, if you love Rogue One and you read Catalyst, then you're gonna re-love Rogue One even more. It's so. Oh no, I would never, dude. You're allowed to like whatever you like. So when it comes to me in films, it's not like I get a little nitpicky because of I'm an editor and a filmmaker, and I also like just I don't know. I look at things maybe differently. Um, so what kind of bugged me a little bit was that the intro, and I don't even think the first act had the issue. It was just the first 15 minutes of the movie. The first 15 minutes of the movie were beautiful and full of stuff that I wanted to stay lingering in. And then I felt like we kind of left too quick. Like I like we hit the Ring of Kafrine, and I was like, "Damn, this is wicked cool. Like let's hang out here for a bit." And then it was like boom, and then we gotta go to this next place, and then I was like boom, and then we go to this next place, and then it was like boom, and now we're at Yavin. And then once we get to Yavin, it was cool because we started getting the rhythm of the movie, and originally that's where it actually started. There was actually no there was never those other scenes before the reshoots. It originally cut from Jin Young to Jin incarceration with the rebels. Objectively. But my interpretation of a film is just that. So I'll never tell you. I'll never be like those. I see plenty of people online still doing this thing about Star Wars, and it's guys just trying to get a rise out of you or get clicks, and it's to be like it's perfectly cool to love bad movies. I like bad movies, so they're trying to like bait you into admitting something that isn't true. So they're like, and they'll say something like, "I love BVS," like and I actually do love BVS, but like they'll say it as if it's a bad movie, so that you can admit it's a bad movie, and it's such a silly, dumb tactic. I don't get it. Icy Bubba. You know what's interesting about Wabani? That was another place where I was like, why aren't we hanging out on an Imperial labor camp for a while? Um, but that'd be, I doubt it. I feel like we're seeing Endor, Batu, Tatooine, and um, Jakku. I think definitely Jakku, definitely Tatooine. And the other two, I mean, I think it's Endor. So, but who knows? It could be some other crazy place. Uh, if Zori ends up being Rey's older sister, she killed their parents after learning they abandoned Rey and never looked after her sister because she thought she was dead. Wow, dude, that would bring some big ass weight to that. Imagine if she became a bounty hunter because of like this is total nonsense headcanon stuff now, but like imagine she sort of got a thirst for killing because of that. Oh my god. Rey's like, how did you become this? Right? And she's like, I had to kill our parents. Now I'm a monster. And then Rey will be like, but I can fix you because I can fix Ben. All right, good night, Stuart. Thanks so much for hanging out, man. May the force be with you. Everybody say bye, Stuart. Sleep tight. Drink a ton of coffee tomorrow. I don't know. If you don't do that, you don't have to. I don't watch too much Mahler. I did watch it once, and I was taken aback by how I I thought it was satire, but he was dead serious. So I don't know. I was like, good God, who has this much time to do this? So yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm wondering that too. So Icy Bubba, I have a crazy idea, and this is because of that shot of Leia and a couple shots of the Resistance, and it got me thinking. What if they're on Naboo? SJS, I actually don't live anywhere. So what I am is an amalgamation of different personalities put through a motherboard. And we use the latest processing power from the iCore 7s. So what I am is a bunch of different people put together to create what you know as the AT-AT chat. I don't exist. So I live in the internet. Winter Bloom. I tried to watch a negative video about the new trailer. The whining was so bad, it made me miss my job caring for screaming toddlers. That's hilarious. Yeah, so a funny thing is happening in the fandom now. There's like a bit of a Reylo blunder going on, and I I think some of the Reylos are worried that Reylo isn't happening, so there's like a little bit of infighting. Um, thanks so much, Girls with Sabers. No question, just my hard-earned legal tender. You guys kick ass. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm an AI, an anti-intelligent being. Anti-intelligence here. But yeah, I just don't get the like you see a trailer and half of the people are now like, "Oh my god, Raylo's not happening." Shit. And I'm like, "Relax. It isn't all, this isn't nothing is happening. It's okay. She didn't say anything. She can't say anything, and she said it smartly. Nothing happened, right?" And yeah, exactly. The whole Ben Demption thing is a no-brainer to me. And I also feel like she says as he currently stands, she doesn't see it happening, right? That's an interesting way to put it. So as for me, I just feel like it's obvious she couldn't say what she wanted or she couldn't say what she was asked, and that's it. And then on the other hand, there are people in what is they call themselves the Fandom Menace, which I think is hilariously dumb. I call it the Dum Dum Menace, and those will be my first t-shirts that I make on the channel. The Dum Dum Menace. So, who knows how much those will be? $3,000. Just kidding. But I just can't believe like now they're getting mad at each other because some people like the trailers and they're like, "Oh, cool. This actually doesn't look that bad." And I've talked to some of these dudes. And then there's, "Oh, wait, you like that? You're part of us, dude. You can't do that, bro. That's not part of the culture, dude. Man, I'm going to the gym. This guy likes the trailer. I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? It's fucking dumb. So I guess that's going on. And it's funny. And a couple of them, I'm friends with a couple of the dudes that identify with that crowd. And we talk, we're friends, and they're good dudes. I'm not going to say who it is. But at the end of the day, we all just kind of like talk to each other and we're like, yeah, isn't it kind of wacky what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Maybe we'll just all do our own thing. Maybe we'll be a third part of the fandom. I don't know. Black, I agree. Dude, you know what's crazy too? Leave it to J.J. Abrams and his, like, that dude has big ass balls, okay? J.J. Abrams, if there is a man that has elephantitis balls, J.J. Abrams has that naturally because he brought The Force Awakens back. He resurrected what people thought couldn't be brought back to the big screen, and now he's closing it out. He could just retire. He's done. He's changed the world. Okay? Like he did it. Whatever his career goals were, he's achieved it over and over and over again, and he keeps one-upping himself. And he's closing out the Skywalker saga. Him. I used to call him Diet Spielberg, and I meant that as a compliment. So he's fucking wicked good at what he does. He's so good. Yeah, you know what's funny? Like, all my I see Bubba. My coworkers that I work with, they don't like The Last Jedi like that much. But we had a really good conversation about it because I think part of it, what where they were coming from, is it got so caught up in the cerebral chi kind of stuff, and the Force, and a lot of people don't like that. Yeah, J.J. Abrams needs to go get his giant ass fucking elephantitis big ass balls checked out for bringing Star Wars back to the big screen and then closing it out with what I think is going to be a slam dunk. That dude needs to wear the biggest shorts that the planet can provide so that he can hold his balls in there. He's got big balls. I'm going to make that t-shirt too. J.J. Abrams closes the trilogy with his big balls. Oh wow. Alec Herbaz with a super chat. Thanks so much. Read up on Talzin if you want to know about Palpatine 9. So, all right, hold on one second. Let me check this out. Let's do some real time stuff. Hopefully, my computer doesn't crash. All right. I'll definitely be. Oh yeah. Okay. I'll definitely be reading this just from reading the first part of this on Wikipedia. Ah, Dathomir. All right, cool. I'll definitely check this out. Thanks for the suggestion. And also, thanks for the super chats, guys. That's it's just boggling my brain. I don't get it. Money, money into my little baby's. I don't know. He doesn't have a piggy bank yet. I need to get him a piggy bank. All this talk about JG's balls. Sorry, I can't help it. I just can't believe he did it. Um. Oh yeah, Slayer, totally. Yeah, and sometimes that does get in the way though. So JJ's a master of what he he makes you want to finish what you're watching, right? No, JJ's balls are alive forever. they're full of force, just like Chirrut Emwe said before he, died. But anyways, yeah, he's a filmmaker that I think was groomed specifically almost to carry on the torch of that 80s nostalgia vibe. And I don't mean the ripoff thing. I mean that style of storytelling where even real life is portrayed as bigger and more fantastical. It's portrayed in a way that feels like a memory or some sort of a dreamy-esque thing in the style of filmmaking with the oneers, the dolly shots, all that kind of stuff. It's so Spielberg era-esque. Yeah, that's what that's my t-shirt. Add at chat JJ's balls. Hold on, Rian Johnson put a scene from Rey's vision in TLJ. Oh, totally. Yeah. That's the other thing too, is I actually thought that was gonna be a different thing than what was shown in TLJ. But I was really surprised by that scene in a good way. Just the brutality of like all the dead people in front of Luke. Oh my god. Do I think the World Between Worlds will show up in 9? I hope so. My worry is, and that was from Blonde Tapperware. My worry is, will the regular people at the movie theater, will the regular people at the matinee know what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved Rebels. I watched it a lot over and over again. But if I brought up the World Between Worlds to my dad, who's obsessed with Star Wars, he would have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. So if he went to go see that in episode 9, I think he would just poop his pants in confusion. So I don't know. I don't want to bring Depends with me when I go to the theater with him. So I don't know if it'll be in the movie. But I want it to be, for me, as a selfish thing. Because I love the idea of the World Between Worlds being a place where you can save somebody. You can really save somebody. And Ezra really saves Ahsoka. Although she has to go about her Ryan's balls. So Ryan has big balls too, that are all a bunch of different colors. Like colors of the rainbow. Because he's an eclectic motherfucker. That's what I'll say about Rian Johnson. Somebody made fun of me for saying this on my channel, and I don't know why, but I said JJ is the adventure guy, Rian Johnson is the cerebral guy. And I don't know, I just feel like his ball style okay, Rian Johnson's style of balls are like perfectly polished. They're the entire color of the rainbow, right? And they're sort of amorphous. They're always changing, leaving you on the edge of your seat. And when you least expect it, they change color again. Boom. That is his balls. And they're also huge. This has been the most hilarious stream I've ever had. Ever. I can't wait to listen to this tomorrow just to hear me talking about balls. Oh god. Such a Massachusetts kid. There's your answer, SJS, where I live. Massachusetts. What else did I miss? I missed a couple other questions here. We had a lot of people hanging out. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out, by the way. It's been a weird week. I did have a buddy unfortunately pass away, and if you know anybody dealing with addiction and anything like that, you know what you gotta do. You gotta make sure you get them some help. Do that stuff. Because it's important, you know? But it's good to be back and hanging out with everybody and doing all this stuff. Oh, Palpatine's balls? No. Palpatine balls they don't exist because of his bacon face debacle. Everything shriveled up. Oh, nice, Blanca. Yeah, Massachusetts kicks ass. Oh, Alec, man, you gotta come to the North Shore. No worry, Kyle. I know. I appreciate it, man. It's a bummer, but it's a thing. So gotta keep on living. Abigail G with the hot question. I can't remember where I heard this or read this. But there's this trope in the hero's journey where they go back home towards the end. Yeah, the journey home. The back. Yeah. So after the belly of the beast and all that stuff, they journey home. And similar to like, I guess the analogy is, or the most obvious one to me was Return of the Jedi. Goes back to Tatooine. Becomes the victor, saves his friends, right? Goes back to learn his final lesson, only to find out that there are no more lessons to be learned. So I'm sure that trope, in a storytelling sense, which plays itself out in way more than just Star Wars, is going to keep happening. And I do think that it will be a Kylo and Rey, like sort of final arc. I do think they will share the final analogous arc. Part of that has to do with what I'm thinking. Oh, dude, it's 3 a.m. where you are? Holy goddamn. I was up till 3 a.m. last night for no reason. I just was. I just did it because I'm 33 and I'm an adult now, and nobody can tell me when to go to bed, ever, unless it's my wife. Ghosts don't have balls. True. Kyle, yeah, you're onto something there. Luke's balls are the size of Hoth, standing out in front of the First Order. You came to say you forgive me, to save my soul. No. Oh, I see, Bubba. I love you. If you could bribe JJ into writing anything, what would you like to see most in 9? Ooh, blonde. All right. Here is like my dream. But how do I express it? Because it's visual in my head. All right. I need to see whatever would be the equivalent of like that last scene, or like the final duel between Mr. Smith and Neo, not in the third Matrix, in the first Matrix. Something showing some sort of like final complete understanding out of Rey. Something so profound. But I don't know if he's the guy to do something like that. But like, I would want to see something of that caliber in episode 9. But I feel like we might already be there when we arrive. And if I go for action oriented, I want to see the most insane lightsaber duel with multiple lightsaber duelists, not just Rey and Kylo. I want to see a couple Knights of Ren with some weird force wielding weapons, Rey and him, and something maybe even more analogous to the Praetorian Guard fight, but with just more chaos and brutality. The way that we saw Kylo Ren completely just like, you know what? I'm going to go WWE on this guy. The way that he just did that in the trailer makes me go, oh, oh. I'm not even kidding. It's just so good. Like, that dude is a walking muscle. You know what I mean? I want so much of that. How would I describe Tom Brady's balls? I would probably say coddled, 98.6 degrees, average sized, slow to get going, but always there at the end in a pinch. Oh God, deflated. I totally forgot about that. Um, If there's a, that'd be interesting. I didn't hear about any zero G stuff. Or no, I did hear about zero G stuff. I didn't hear about zero G lightsaber fights. Well, how rude. Thanks so much for hanging out. Been awesome. Everybody say good night, how rude. Bedtime for him or her or how rude. I don't know who you are. I just assumed your gender, so I'm sorry. But good night. Thanks so much for hanging out. It's been awesome. And I will be streaming. I don't think I'll be streaming this Sunday because it's Easter, but I'll probably do a weekly or a midweek stream to make up for it. So I'll see you then. Yeah, I think we're gonna see Kylo Ben badassness in this. Not necessarily just dark Kylo stuff, but I think it's gonna be he's just gonna be a muscle in this. Oh, Robin Stanton. That's a good question. How would you like to see Ben's redemption arc play out in The Rise of Skywalker? So, this is kind of what I was wondering or thinking. And I feel like for Ben to be redeemed would be for him to fundamentally change how he understands something. And what could that be? And I think that would be the idea that he is abandoned. Something is going to have to change for him to believe that people do love or care about him or are there for him or there to help in some way. Something like that needs to happen as part of this arc. Um, and I think the fact that Daisy Ridley, I think the fact that Rey was by his side in TLJ for the moment that she was, even though it was like a mild manipulation on his part, who knows what his motivations really were? Because he was conflicted. He just killed his master. It's a big power move right there. But he knows somebody out there does understand him. So that's fundamentally changing how he feels about himself. So I think we're already going into a movie where he, like JJ said, he's already still conflicted. And there's somebody out there that is just like him. Somebody that feels thrown away, lost, no family, wants to belong. Even though Rey's sort of choosing her family. But there's somebody out there just like him. And maybe he doesn't need to be so angry anymore. And it's kind of like something like that's going to happen. And then I also think that the MacGuffin is going to be something oriented with some kind of like reveal or knowledge about Palpatine. And somebody said it on Twitter that like, what if he finds out that Emperor Palpatine killed his grandmother? He loves his grandfather. What if you found out that he really finds out that his grandfather's whole thing was about Padme, and that's really the most important thing, and that what he's doing is a whole freaking farce, based on his grandfather's like love. You know what I mean? Something has to completely destroy his want and need to be Darth Vader. And I used to think that the smashing of the helmet was him being done. Oh, Girls with Sabers, thanks so much for hanging out. Peace, love, and Reylo. And thanks so much for super chats. You guys are ridiculously too kind. Everybody say, may the force be with you, Girls with Sabers. And if you guys haven't checked them out, I'm sure everybody here has, go check out their videos and sub, please. Stop spelling things incorrectly. No, I'm just kidding. See you guys. Crap, I don't know where I was. But anyways, I just kind of sense that like the MacGuffin is going to be something that changes the way he looks at his grandfather, the Force, the dark side, his allegiance to everything. And I think it's going to be on the Death Star. And I think it has to do with Palpatine. And I think that is also what Rey and company is searching for as well. It's like something about information to me. Like I think JJ is a lot simpler when it comes to MacGuffins. Steamy Palagi. Yeah, exactly. Arachnito. Ben realizes that every dark side user lost their balls upon conversion. So he converts back to the light. Immediately gets two gigantic 9-inch balls. The rise of Ballwalker. um but I don't the other thing I also was wondering about, and this is my biggest worry about Ben Demption, is that I don't want Leia to die, but I think if something happens to her in this movie and Ben senses it or sees it or finds out it was on behalf of somebody else besides at his hand, I kind of think he's going to lose his mind. Who knows? Maybe what we're seeing in that clip of him just knocking down that dude who kind of, I don't know who he could be, but it kind of looks like a Knight of Ren. Looks like he's going against his own crew, and he's like leading the white First Order Legion. And this one ballsy subject. That's hilarious. I just feel like yeah, something has happened to make him just on a mission in that scene. Something big. And I don't want Leia to die in this movie at all. But I don't know. Something needs to happen for him just to like I don't think like him just taking off the mask is the conversion. I think a fundamental change in his belief in who he is what has to happen. And I don't know how that happens. I think Rey has to be the one either maybe to show it to him or he discovers it himself. Perhaps that's what that scene is that we've heard about where he's just staring at Vader's helmet in a white room. And if that's in the because they always release the teaser, or I'm sorry, the BTS teaser. So I wonder if we'll see that. The death ball. I would love it. Imagine Hux. Supreme Leader would love this. What do you call it, Hux? The death ball. Yeah, exactly. Winter and Bloom. Like it would have to be like an analogous moment to like maybe when Anakin went to the dark because of Smee. Maybe Kylo goes to the light because of Leia. You know? Something like that. Oh, Blanca, I think that's purely just her reflecting on Han. Specifically reflecting on Han Solo. Because if it's in her possession, it's probably from when they lived together. She still has it. A little remembrance. Yeah, Black Eye, yeah, Black Eyed Lily. I was like, is it Black Eyed Dilly or Black Eyed Lily? But I said it Black Eyed Lily. I think that's also part of it too. I think he's gonna learn more about Anakin Vader and like what was really going on. The Death Ball. Oh my god! What's it gonna do? It's gonna thrust you. Well, Star Wars isn't for everybody anymore. Now it's on Pornhub. Yeah, dude. Whoever that guy is, he gets like a little piece of the the lightsaber into him. You can see it a little bit when he like throws him down. And oh my god, the music in the freaking trailer is so good. It's just Leia's theme, like, and specifically the orient there, the composition from TLJ when she's flying. It was just people were like JJ hates TLJ, and he's just gonna poo poo all over it and make and fix it. No, he just used one of the most controversial scenes cues in his trailer. I think we're all good. Icy Bubba, I hope you're right. I hope we do see Hayden in this movie in a tasteful way. Oh my god. Alex, I'm writing that down. Org Hub. Oh my god. That just gave me the most disturbing, hilarious idea for a video. Welcome to Porg Hub. Hi, this is Bantha Poodoo Inc., and we know you're a bunch of sick fucks. On Porg Hub, you have unlimited access to... I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll make something really weird. But yeah, I hope Hayden Christensen makes it in, because we really do need to close out the trilogy in a special way, and which is also probably why he chose the term Skywalker in the title. It's the only way in my head now, like thinking about it, it's really smart. Use Skywalker as the last one to wrap it all up. Oh, this is the thought I wanted to say earlier. I always get sidetracked just by chit-chatting with you guys, and it's so fun. So don't worry about it. But I feel like it might end with like a book being added to... Or I thought about this. There's a bunch of books in the Jedi library. Rey has them. Ben Solo is the only other person that can do calligraphy that we know of. Right? What if The Rise of Skywalker is a book in the Star Wars universe written by Ben Solo, recounting his grandfather and uncle's triumphs and tribulations, placed back onto the ancient Jedi shelf for each new generation? That would be the most George Lucas thing to do. Oh, was that pointed out in oh, well, I don't think Rey needs to read it if Ben's writing it. So, did they ever say Rey can't read? Was that just in the comic? But yeah, imagine he's the only guy that does. He's the only one that does calligraphy, and imagine him putting the book back on the shelf, and it's called The Rise of Skywalker. Maybe in subtitles we see what it says, but it's written in Arabic. You know, how beautiful would that be? But I don't know. That's my headcanon expectation thing. Um. Oh, there's another. I thought like something happened in like a comic book that I missed, because like there's so much stuff that happens there. Is another like in all the ancillary material that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no worries, man. No need to apologize. Yo, Alec, later, man. Everybody say see ya, Alec. Thanks for hanging out, man. And I believe you super chatted me earlier, so thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading up in Talzin, so I really appreciate you letting me know about that. It's actually still open in my tab here. May the force be with you, buddy. That's what I was thinking, Icy Bubby. That she was reading it with Poe Dameron. But yeah, I basically just talked about all the stuff I was going to talk about in my video that I'm writing, but I'm still probably going to write it. Why not? I still want to get the edit out and talk about a little bit of this stuff with a more focused approach, which would be really cool. Oop, let me show that, Alex. There we go. I don't know why I have that blocked. Oh wait, you know what? I need to make a couple people. Where are you? There's another. I believe you're supposed to be a moderator. Because you are a patron. I have a Patreon, guys. But I haven't really pushed that yet. Still trying to figure it out, but it does exist. Maybe someday I'll do a little link to it. Um, and I just made you a moderator. There's another. So now you should get a little gear next to your name. Oh, and the other thing too is a lot of people are saying that, oh, Luke Skywalker is back and alive. And nope, don't think so. I truly believe Mark Hamill will have a extraordinarily brief moment in this, and meaning like not like him just like popping out and being like ha, like it's not gonna be that quick. But I think what's gonna happen is like I feel like uh I feel like there's just gonna be a moment with him, probably with I think Kylo. I think Kylo. And I think there's going to be a bit of atonement on both of their behalves, and a sort of I need you, uncle. And like he'll be like I know, or like not something as corny as that, but he could be like, you know everything I know. It's your fight now. You know, like he's there with his fucking tie silencer or something, just on Oct 2 talking to Luke. Um it just makes sense to me that he'd be talking to him. He can't be hurt by him. He can't be killed by him. He's one with the Force. So, oh, maximum running time is 24 hours too long, Robin? No, but in reality, I would be with the pacing that JJ puts into his films, completely okay with a 3-hour film by JJ Abrams. Well, Arachnito, I don't know if I mean the Force Ghost always interacted with physical objects. Now it just got stepped up one more notch by what's it called? By calling down the I guess force lightning is what I would call it. But either way, like even in the Qui-Gon book and stuff like that, like in some of the new canon comics, like the Force is freaking weird. Things you can do are just out there now. Darth Vader series completely opened up the Force and what is possible in my mind. And Obi-Wan sits on a log in Return of the Jedi, you know. So, although that's subtle, I feel like Yoda kind of knocking Luke on his nose was just a little tiny bit of a nod to the physicality, just upping it. And why not? Why not change it up a bit? I think when I read Master and Apprentice, the short story out of the anthology book for Star Wars, um, Qui Gon Jinn, and this came out before the Last Jedi. Qui Gon Jinn talks to Obi Wan, and Obi Wan tells Qui Gon that he looks pretty much corporal, that he's alive. He no longer looks like a Force ghost. And Qui Gon tells Obi Wan that all that you do to get to his level of realness was complete detachment from one's ego. So Yoda, being the wisest of them all, being so old and now eternally dead in the Force, maybe that's why. Maybe he's able to let go further than Qui Gon Jinn, and he was able to almost literally become incarnate. So who knows? If you guys want to know something secret, I'm actually a ghost. I'm just kidding. But I do have to start wrapping up the stream, guys. So it's been about an hour and a half. 36 people are hanging out. That's crazy to me. I got 4 super chats tonight from I got Original Trilogy Daily, with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Blonde Taperware with a super chat. Girls with Sabers with a super chat. Alec with a super chat. And we've been talking for an hour and a half about the rise of Skywalker and all the possibilities that could be going on. Oh, TK with the last question. Let me get this. I just burped again. Sorry. TK, welcome to the stream, and now I'm leaving. I'm sorry that I didn't see you in here. So add a chat. What do you think about Palpatine still being dead? I completely believe he's dead. Fully dead. I don't think we're seeing an alive Palpatine at all. I fully believe we will be seeing references, vibes, sounds, maybe a force back vision of Palpy. But that's about it. I don't think he's going to be physically in it. I never thought he would be. And I think what's more interesting is him being fully dead in his evil essence, still dominating something. Just like the Momin mask. So my thinking is that something analogous to the I'm so sorry, DK. Well, I'll be streaming again soon. This was kind of a random time to do it. I just couldn't do it this Sunday, so I wanted to hang out with you guys before the weekend. But yeah, I think I don't think Palpy's alive. I just think he's going to be a presence felt throughout the film. That's JJ's thing. And yeah, that's about it. Do I think there will be a connection with Tross in the Old Republic? No, I don't think so. I really hope that if these Old Republic things are legit, I think it's legit. And like you guys all know now, if you follow me, I was Lucasfilm fucking sent lawyers to my house when I posted my leaks on what's it called, Reddit, because there are 4 scenes that I know about in the movie, and one of them had to do with Palpatine. And guess who was in the trailer? So, oh yeah, I've had a Discord for a while. Bent, what's up, dude? Oh my god, you came when I'm closing out. But yeah, basically, that's all. That's all I know. I just know a couple things, but I don't know what the Knights of the Old Republic thing is going to be. But they asked me; these fucking lawyers asked me, "Do you know of any other secret films being talked about being made?" And I go, "No," but now I'm really curious. So thanks. I'm a YouTube channel. I mean, imagine if Mike Zero got visited and then they asked him that question. He would make 4,000 videos. I don't know. That's my story. Maybe someday I'll make a full, 60 minutes ad chat style on the lawyering of Disney against my Reddit. Because how could I have known this information? How could this man in Boston found out about this thing where only like 10 people were there? How? Oh, people on set breaking their NDA agreements. Oh, Alex. The things I know. Actually, the things I know aren't really that big, but I know 4 specific things that I'm never going to tell you guys ever until the movie comes out. And then I'll tell you what I did know. And Alex, yeah, they send people out. They send fucking lawyers out to the people that leak stuff if it's legit. It's crazy. They literally came to my house. Where's the card? I wrote down the Porg idea on the guy's lawyer card. It's Robert J. Long, 38 Newbury Street in Boston. Private Eye. They sent out a PI to find who leaked it. So yeah. Oh, did you ask a question? Let me do the last question by Yova. Can you, Yova, if you re-ask it, I will I will answer. Yeah, they were like, you better shut up, or you'll swim with the mouse bucks. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? And all I could do is really think about that scene with DuckTales when he's like in his little vault swimming with all the money. I'm like, I could do that. I could do that. Let me go back up to see if I can find Yova's question. No, yeah, I don't think there will be the connection with the Old Republic. I think the Old Republic is going to be completely its own thing. And that's what it should be, in my opinion. I think to continue this sort of let's tie everything together thing creates a lot of issues narratively. And that's why I still think parts of the prequels are a little wonky because of the needing to link to everything. But other than that, I think in a general sense we'll feel like it links to Star Wars because of the aesthetic and vibe and probably the musical style. But I sure hope there is no literal tie-in. Like, if there is, maybe Octu's involved. Maybe something like that. Or maybe the ancient star map that Loras and Tekka had that gave to Poe to find Luke. Maybe that's involved from thousands of years ago. Because that's how old that fucking thing is. So, that's all I know. Who knows? Did I do my Boston accented? So when I do Boston accent, I try to talk like Bill Burr. Um, do you guys know who Bill Burr is? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream and then I'm gonna keep on talking. Bill Burr has the funniest joke. This is what I'll leave on. The funniest, dumbest Bill Burr joke that everybody can relate to. And if you don't know who Bill Burr is, he is a bit of a mouth. But I think he's hilarious. And he's talking about going to like a farmer's market or something with his wife or his girlfriend. And they're looking at like, he's like, yeah, she brings me out there. We're looking at fucking macaroni necklaces. And he's like, he's like pissed because he's always angry. And he's like, and then he does a thing that I do all the time and I think about this stuff. And it's like, he's like, oh my God. And then I saw this lady. He's like, I saw this lady with muffins. She was fucking cooking muffins. And then I thought to myself in my head, I thought this in my own head. What if I started punching those muffins? And then it's so funny to hear him say that. Oh God, Marky Mark. That dude's a wacko. He still hasn't atoned for all his past sins. I have some Southeast Asians in my family, so he's got some answering to do. He hasn't apologized yet for killing an Asian man. So he's kind of a wacko. But yeah, Bill Burr punching muffins is the funniest goddamn joke because he goes, and then I was laughing out loud and I tried to tell the lady, I was thinking about punching your muffins. Isn't it funny? And the lady didn't get it. But I've been in those situations where I start thinking something stupid like that that's funny to me and I start laughing out loud and the person's like, yo, what's so funny? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you exactly what I thought in my head. And then when there we go. I don't know what just happened there. My chat just went off and went online. I think my internet actually just cut out for a second because a spike just went through my house. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to go down the list here now that we're back online. That was super weird. I just got like a weird quick power outage. So, misconduct, Alex, there's another. Alex, Icy Bubba, Black-Eyed Lily, Baffled and Ranged, Yova, there's another. TK Bent. Let's see, How Rude, Arachnido. Who else? Yova. Everybody else that I missed, may the force be with you. And this has been a great stream, even though it finally crashed after an hour and a half. I think that's when it crashes, about an hour and a half in every time. So I'll see you guys in a couple days. I have a new video coming out, which will be a big old deep dive of... did I say your name twice? Yes, Alex times 2. It's going to be a big old deep dive on more of my thoughts that I pretty much went over today in the stream about episode 9. And I hope you all like it. So, other than that, this is the AT-AT Chat signing off, and may the Force be with every one of you. See you guys next time.